Today we're actually going to be having Karen Stiller, who is an author of the book Holiness Here. She's going to join us to talk about her new book, Holiness Here, Living Out Holiness in Our Everyday Lives. It will inspire you to seek out the beauty and wonder of a holy life. Karen weaves together captivating stories, theological insights, and spiritual reflections to help us discover holiness in the mundane moments of life.
Amazing.
So let's welcome Karen Stiller to the show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I have just so appreciated reading this book. It has helped me to see it in such different ways. Holiness, being holy, becoming more like Jesus, and just such different aspects of our life. So I love how you've brought holiness into very practical areas of our life. So tell us how, in your exploration of holiness, how do you define it within the context of every day?
Yeah, well, thank you, Emily. That's a great question. And I think it's like the basic question that we have to grapple with as followers of Jesus. So when we're living out of our holiness in our everyday lives, we are living with a deep sense of our own belovedness and the opportunity we have to love others out of that place. So God has told us that we are holy and we have been made holy. And when we can think of ourselves in that way, which feels super weird and really uncomfortable for most of us, but it can change the way we look at our everyday moments, the way we treat other people, the way we interact with ourselves and our families, how gentle we are with ourselves and with the people that we come upon. So we are invited into this adventure of a holy life. And so I'm hoping just to kind of stir some thinking around that and some curiosity.
Yeah, you definitely did. Like there was a story in the book, you were talking about a conversation you were having with her friend and how she didn't see something she had done in such a common aspect of her life as holy, and how you helped her to see that. So what's a common misconception that people might have about holiness? How does your book address or even dispel them?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of misconceptions, or maybe even just older ideas, even about holiness, that we think it means boring or dull or incredibly difficult. One question I ask in the book is the holy thing always the hard thing, and is the hard thing always the holy thing? Because holiness can be experienced through great beauty and love and good things happening just as much as it can through difficult times or challenges. So I would love for people to get away from the idea of like holier than thou, or that holy means, yes, it means set apart, but it means, I believe, being set apart in order to jump back in with both feet and just enjoying our lives of service and love, and that it is a warm invitation. I would like people to view holiness as a warm invitation from God, in the same way that we might have think about, or in Sunday school class, for example, we may have thought of it as a stern command. I would like us to try to play with thinking of it as a warm invitation.
That's so good. So let's talk about that. How do you believe individuals can cultivate holiness in their daily routines and interactions?
Yeah, well, I think that this book is not a how-to plan. And I think it looks different for all of us a little bit. But I think when we are grounded in the belief and the sense that we are holy, that God has made us holy, through nothing we have done, which is a beautiful thing. So if you're feeling ordinary and, unable, or you find it hard, like my friend did, to think of yourself as holy, try to believe it. And as you believe it and are curious about it, and you're consciously, aware of it, you will live differently. I really believe that. As I was reading and researching and digging into this, very ancient topic, it did change how I moved in the world. I could feel the impact on me already. Like, well, what's a holy response to this? What is a holy way to love this person in front of me? Because that's what God has asked me to do. So, yeah, I think that when we start being curious about it and stop being scared of it, that it really does change our interactions with ourselves and others.
That's awesome. I love how you say that. Like, we do often think of holiness as only God, but God says to be holy as I am holy, right? And it's that becoming more like Jesus every day, which is a lifelong journey. So in the book, you say holy living is radically countercultural. So how do you envision holiness here impacting readers' lives and perspectives?
Well, I mean, I really would be thankful and yeah, very grateful if this book created conversation among friends, in churches about how we are holy together, because I think that's a really important part of this, Emily. Like
Mhm.
we don't have to do this holy life alone. We're not meant to. In fact, our holiness is, most often lived out relationally with other people. So it's in the nature of holiness to be in relationship with other people. So I would love for people to investigate in those relationships. It is a very honest book. That's one of the,
Mhm.
I view as one of my callings as a writer, is to write very honestly in my way within the Christian space. And so honesty begets honesty. And so if you can get into, you know, a pattern of being very transparent and open with trusted friends about your journey with holiness, I think we will see growth. And that would be a hope I have for the book.
That's incredible. Well, thank you again for writing this book. It really has impacted my life, and I know it will for those who read it. For more information on Karen Stiller and her book, Holiness Here, you can always visit our website at 700club.ca. Thank you again, Karen, for being here.
Thank you so much, Emily.